overloading. More power.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy 728. Just doing a little daily vlog, see how that goes, man. I really don't record that much when I'm not doing stuff car related. You know, this is supposed to be a car channel, even though I got like a million other videos that ain't got shit to do with cars on my channel right now. But anyway, that's a whole different story, man. We're gonna try this out today, see how it goes. I'm on my way, help out my mother, take her to a couple stores, help her out with our other house we got. We just sold it, so she's trying to get that together. So this should be an interesting day. All right, y'all, so I'm back. So I took care of the stuff I needed to take care of with my mom's. There's a bunch of family stuff. We were moving boxes out of the house and all that stuff, so nothing that I couldn't really grab the camera if I wanted to, man. My hands were full the whole time, so that was, you know, what it was, family stuff. But now that I'm back in the car, you know, I've been driving around, I had some time to kind of think, and I was like, I haven't done a proper review of the APR tune that I have in this car. Because when I was driving, you know, back in traffic, a lot of stuff that, you know, I think about every now and then kind of hit me. And I was like, you know, I should probably talk about this for anybody who's interested in doing the APR Stage 1 tune and maybe what their expectations are versus what you actually get, you know, when you plop down that money for a tune.
How much for an order of ribs?
$250.
$250?
So for me, I didn't really know what to expect. This was my first time ever doing a tune on any type of car. You know, back in the day, my tune was, you know, throw an intake, throw an exhaust on it, and, you know, cross your fingers and start driving. You know, that's kind of what it was. Maybe do some old school throttle body tricks and shit like that, but, you know, never anything dealing with a car's computer. So this was all new to me. So my expectations, I really had none. I knew there was going to be a power gain, but I didn't really know what it was going to feel like. I gotta tell you, when I first got it tuned, that whole maybe a week or so, I thought I had a whole new car. Like, it felt so much different. Like, it felt like the same car, but just to the next level. Like, if the car before, if the car was a 8, you know, now that mug was a 10, because there's just more power everywhere. And with the tune, because I was kind of apprehensive to do it, I was like, well, is there going to be any weird drivability issues? Would the car drive funny? Would it idle funny? It was the same. It was perfectly fine. It felt exactly stock, but with more power when you need it. When you just put your foot down, it's there everywhere. Even at, you know, just the tiniest bit of throttle, you can hear the turbo. You really got to listen for it, but I can hear it more. Hear it pulling in more air, spooling up. And I don't even have an intake or anything. I just have the exhaust. Make sure you check out my exhaust video if you want to hear what that sounds like. But there's a couple things that still, like I said, because it's full stock with more power, the things that are stock in the Volkswagen tune are still there, like the safety thresholds, all that stuff. And then the way that it drives has not changed at all. So if you're thinking about doing this, know that, you know, stock, it can sometimes be a handful trying to get all the power that it has stock to hook up. So just know, if you're going to tune the car, these tires up front, they got their work cut out for them. It's not going to get any better. Some people say, well, you can buy the dog bone insert to help. But what I found that helped the most, which what I thought this was going to be in the tune already, but it's not. If you guys, you know, are already in the Mark 7 community, you know that there's I guess a torque limiter that's on top of the traction control. The torque limiter is listed in VAGCOM as starting vibrations. basically just a safeguard to keep the car from just torquing too hard on either wheel when you launch, and so it tampers down on the torque, keep things from breaking. But when you turn that off, the front tires are just going to spin anyway. So I really didn't get a lot of the violent launches. Like when I used to launch with this thing just tuned, that torque limiter would kick in, and I thought it was traction control, and you would see the traction control light flash even though I had traction control off, and it would flash, and with it limiting torque and then kicking it right back on, that was more violent than with than having it off. You know, the car would kind of buck and hop, but with it off, it's a lot smoother. I would say smoother in the fact that it's basically the tires are spinning, and I'm not getting that on-off motion. But I thought that would be in the tune. I thought they would take that out, but I'm pretty sure they left that in just for, you know, legal purposes. If you do happen to hook up real good one time and mess something up, they don't want that on them. It's probably what it is. And then another thing I thought would change would be the throttle response. So for any of you guys out there with the DSG, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like, so I'm at a red light like this and I go to take off, it's real lazy to engage the clutch sometimes. Now if I put it in sport mode, you know, it's there, but then I don't really want to drive around in sport mode, even though I do. I don't want to drive in sport mode all the time just so I can have a better throttle response off the line. Now you can just put your foot into it a little bit more, but what happens is you put your foot in, and then once that boost kicks in, now you're just jackrabbiting. Like, if you just really wanted to just kind of take off with a little bit of, you know, of speed, now you got more than what you asked for. And so it's a little annoying because it's based off of when you hit the gas and then when the turbo, you know, spools in, and when the DSG clutch, when that first clutch engages. So there's a lot of variables in there, and so it's not always the same each time, which is kind of annoying. Sometimes I'll give it a little bit of gas and I can feel it catch the clutch, and then it's, you know, it's fine. And then other times when I'm sitting somewhere and I'm like, maybe I'm waiting on cross traffic and I see a gap in traffic that I want to hit, and I go and I hit the gas, and it's just trying to figure out, it's making up its mind, and it's, you know, those couple of milliseconds seem like an eternity when you're trying to go out in front of traffic. You're like, oh shit, is it gonna give me what I want or what? Or will I have to push the gas more? And then you push the gas, you know, harder, and then now you're just, you know, laying rubber down in the middle of the street. You didn't really want to do that. So it's always just kind of this weird trade-off. Now, like I said, you can put it in sport drive for the transmission, but then, you know, you're holding gears all the time, and you may not want to drive around like this all the time. Even though it's fun, you know, you get those downshifts and all that good stuff. But you may be in the car with your, you know, your wife, or your, like I was today, with your mom and your little brothers. You're like right there. It was just, and again, I'm just barely touching the throttle now, but I don't, you know, there's got to be some middle ground. It's either on or off, or it's trying to figure out somewhere in between. I thought that the tune would kind of sort some of that out, and it doesn't. So if you were thinking that you might be able to get some of that resolved with the tune, it doesn't really do that. Now I've heard that the transmission control tunes that they have available help with that, but I've seen people complain about it's still kind of there. So I really don't know if spending more money for that software would be the remedy, but I thought, you know, like I said, I thought that it would already, that's just my radar, I thought it would be in the original ECU tune for maybe it says that it, you know, it has quicker throttle mapping, but it doesn't really feel like it to me. And the other modes, everything works just fine. Like, you can switch in and out of sport mode and normal. It's really just a stock experience with a lot more power. And I'm really pleased with the power. I'm pleased with the consistency, because, you know, I live in Texas. We go anywhere from, you know, in the single digits in the wintertime all the way up to the triple digits in the summertime. And the car has been rock solid, consistent, you know, every single time. and I haven't had any weird issues. I haven't, like, it idles perfectly, stock, everything feels stock until I get on it and I want to have a little fun.
8-6. She'll blow soon. Now, Mr. Sulu, impulse power 2.
So if you're looking to do these tunes, like I said, I have APR. There's a ton of other ones out there. But if you're interested in doing any of these tunes, I'd say go for it. If you've been on the fence, I would say go for it. It's definitely, it makes the car a lot more fun. It doesn't introduce any downsides. Whatever you've gotten accustomed to with how your car drives is exactly how it's going to drive when you tune it, just with more power. So if you thought that some things would be different, it's kind of refreshing to say that they aren't different, even if you were kind of expecting a little bit more. But like I said, this car is designed the way it is from the factory to be, safe, and these tuning companies, they keep all of that in there when they do this, because they know people don't want to sacrifice their daily driver just to have a little bit more power. That's it for today, y'all. Appreciate y'all rolling with me. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can stay up to date. I do videos like every other day or so, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Deuces.